Fanatics. Hey, y'all. It's 12. We're at 12. We're at number 12. That means that there is 20 down. I guess if you include 32, that's 21. This is 21 down. Wow, that's crazy. So yeah, let's get right into it. My 12 is the Seattle Seahawks. And I was actually pretty surprised when I saw the PFF scores for them because they ain't very good. Those scores ain't good at all. So the O line grade is 30th of 32. Their D line grade is 30th of 32, and their secondary is 17th. And I don't care. I'm tired of like just discounting Pete Carroll, and he just every year continues to draft elite players and win games. I feel like the only time he didn't do that is when Russell Wilson broke his finger or thumb and he missed like 7 games. So Pete Carroll's a good coach and he drafts really, really well. He had the 5th pick of the draft and he got the cornerback Witherspoon, and everybody was like, "Really? Witherspoon?" I don't know, man. I'm not discounting Pete Carroll ever again. That draft last year was freaking amazing. He got 2 starting tackles, a great corner, a good defensive line play, like elite draft. And now you give him more draft picks. The Broncos gave him more draft picks. So he gets Witherspoon at number 5, which he didn't trade out of that to get Witherspoon, so he really, really wanted him there at 5. You get probably the best receiver in the draft, and Smith and Jigba. And then, yeah, you get another pass rusher, outside linebacker in Derek Hall. You get another running back. So you got Kenneth Walker last year, and you got a running back this year. All 4 of those picks kind of tell you one thing, right? He's winning now. All these players can help him right now. He can, yeah. Cornerbacks always can help you early. Look at Sauce Gardner last year. Wide receivers can always help you early. Definitely running backs, and then pass rusher. I mean, he's not going to be a pass rusher. Isn't going to be great early, but he'll be good. And then you got more picks later on. You get a defensive tackle and a guard. Those are like your developmental picks to sit behind the guys that you already have. But I think I'm not gonna discount any picks that Pete Carroll ever has ever again, because he always drafts well. And yeah, I guess I get the O line. I mean, you got 2 second-year guys, so. But Pete Carroll's not saying that. Pete Carroll had the 5th pick in the draft. He decided to go cornerback, which his secondary is now Woolen, Witherspoon, and then he has Quandre Diggs and Jamal Adams. And if Jamal Adams can't go early on in the season, they sign Julian Love. Their secondary is fine, but they still got another corner. So basically what he's telling you is that, yeah, I'm probably good at everywhere else. I got to make sure that I don't have a corner go down because I'm ready to win. I have good corners, but I'm not deep. Let me get a corner. I have 2 great wide receivers. Lockett's getting a little old. Maybe he gets hurt. I want to have another one. I just drafted a stud running back last year. Yeah, my running backs always get hurt. Let me get another one. He's not worried about O-line and D-line. And I also don't really get the D-line either. I mean, Jaron Reed is really, really good. And they bring in Draymond Jones, who's had 6.5 sacks for the Broncos last year. Mario Edwards, they have they got the Mafe kid that they got on the 2nd round last year in their stud draft. They had a pretty good defensive line. I think they have a better defensive line than the Saints do. I guess they're Seahawks at 30 and the Saints at 29, so I guess whatever. And yeah, the O-line they're young. But Carroll ain't worried. He drafted a receiver and a cornerback. He's not worried at all. So I'm just tired of discounting Pete Carroll. They always just win games, no matter what, no matter who's the quarterback. They're just they're just always good. They're always there. So even it's like we do this with the Steelers a little bit too. It's like, yeah, the Steelers always have winning record. Oh yeah, but they're not doing it this year. Well, why not? They always do. It's more likely that they will than they won't. Why are they 8.5 wins? That would mean they would have, if we bet the under, that'd be a losing record, which Tomlin has never had. So what? So I mean, we do the same thing with Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll just always wins, and I don't know. Last year we projected him in the bottom 5 picks. I think. Nope, it's Pete Carroll. He always wins. They're getting a little bit more respect. I think they both had 9 wins last year. The Tomlin and the Seahawks, but the Steelers are 8.5 wins, and they're giving 9.5 to the Seahawks. I think it's because they have better receivers overall. I mean, they have DK, Lockett, and now they got the best receiver in this draft. And that's all we care about. We only care about scoring points, and defense doesn't matter, and coaching doesn't matter. Only quarterbacks and offense and points. But I just trust Pete Carroll. I think the Panthers probably have a better roster, and they had a better, I think, whole staff. But Pete Carroll just always wins games. He just always does it, and he's always in the playoffs. So I'm not going to be the one that is going to count him out. And Vegas isn't either. Vegas says they're 9.5 wins, so that the Vegas thinks they're good too. So let's go what we always do, go through the schedule last year, and then we'll go to how I view it this year. So first game of the season, they beat the Broncos 17-16. They lose at Niners 27-7. They lose at home to the Falcons 27-3. They beat the Lions at Lions 48-45. They lose at Saints 39-32. They beat the Cardinals 19-9. They win at Chargers 37-23. They win against the Giants 27-13. They beat the Cardinals 31-21. They lose at Bucks 21-16. They lose to the Raiders at home 40-34. They win at Rams 27-23. They lose to the Panthers at home 30-24. They lose to the Niners 21-13 at home, and they lose to the Chiefs at Chiefs 24-10. And then they beat the Jets 23-6, and then they beat the Rams at home 19-16 for a 9-8 record. Yeah, and I kind of get them. I have them getting a little bit better. They play the Rams at home first game. I have them beating the Rams. They go to Detroit, just like they did last year, and they win. They get Carolina at home again. Carolina beat them last year. I just think Carolina plays 2 division games back to back and then goes cross country. I just don't think that they can do all 3. So I think they lose to the Seahawks. So Seahawks start 3-0 basically. And they go to the Giants. They beat them last year on Monday Night Football. I think you're going cross country. Giants saw you last year. You beat them 27-13 last year. But you're on the road. I got Giants winning, so I got a loss at Giants. Then you go on bye, and then you're at Cincy. So I just like Pete Carroll after a bye. So I'm having them winning at Cincinnati. I think that Cincinnati's better, but you give Pete Carroll 2 weeks to prepare. And then you beat the Cardinals. You beat the Browns at home. You lose at Baltimore. You beat Washington at home because Washington has to go cross country. You lose at Rams. I think the Rams are young and fun and don't know any better, and they're just gonna try really, really hard. And I think that you guys just know. I mean, the Rams and Seahawks just know each other too well. So I have, and the Rams always. I mean, the Rams without Stafford. The Seahawks won last year 27-23 and 19-16. I think fully healthy, the Rams win that game at Rams. And then I think you get it's a short week, but you're at home against the 49ers, and you play them close at the end of last year. You lose 21-13. I think you get revenge and you beat the Niners on Thursday Night Football. And then I almost had this a win for the Seahawks because you get a full week from Thursday to Thursday, and Dallas gets a short week. But I still have Dallas because it's at Dallas winning that game. So it's a loss. You go to San Francisco, you beat them twice. That's a loss. Philly comes cross country to you. I think you win that game. Philly traveling. And then I have at Tennessee as a loss. You're going cross country. You get Pitt at home. I think that's a loss. I think Pitt wins that game. And then I have you winning at Arizona for 10-7 record. So you have a 10-7 record where the Panthers have 12-5 record. You play a lot. Seahawks play a lot better teams than the Panthers play. So if the Panthers are playing this schedule, I mean, maybe I give them 10-7, but I think the Seahawks. I mean, maybe I'd probably give them 9-8. Honestly, I think the Seahawks can pull out 10-7. And yeah, I think they compete for the division. I think the I have the 49ers a slightly better record, so I think the 49ers win the division. But I got the Seahawks as a playoff team, obviously, because every NFC team from here on out is a playoff team. I've already got 2 division winners, and this will be my 3rd team in the playoffs. I don't think anybody's going to really give me a hard time about this. I think this is pretty much in line with what everybody else has. The Seahawks are 9.5 with Vegas. I mean, we can go over their full draft. Let's not go over their full draft. Just like players that we know we're gonna see a lot of. So we're gonna go with Witherspoon at 5, and then they had 2 first rounds because they traded Russell Wilson. So they got a few first rounders out of that. So that was the Broncos pick that they got, and then their pick was 20. They take Smith and Jigba. Then they get the Broncos' 2nd round pick. They take Derek Hall, outside linebacker, and then Charbonnet, the running back. So it kind of feels like that Pete Carroll is like, I'm tired of my running back going down, and then I'm not having a good running back coming in. Penny went down at the beginning of the year. We didn't see Penny anymore, and then they had to play Kenneth Walker, and then Kenneth Walker went down, and we had to have like DJ Dallas, Travis Homer play. So I think Pete Carroll drafts a running back in the 7th round as well. I think he's just like, I'm tired of losing running backs. I'm not doing it. Might as well give me an extra receiver too. This is our window. We have good players, and they got good young players. I mean, they got a defensive end starting, 2 tackles starting, a really good corner starting, and then they put another good corner. They have Jamal Adams that they lost the entire year last year. He's coming back. He was probably the best safety in football when they signed him. I'm pretty sure he has the biggest contract. Or maybe, I think Justin Simmons might have just got a contract this year too. So, or Bates. He probably didn't have the best contract anymore, but at the time, I think he had the biggest contract going to the Seahawks. And yeah, there's not really much more to tell. I don't think anybody's really going to give me much of a hard time about it either. So, I think the PFF grades, who knows? I mean, I think the secondary is way too low. I mean, you got a 1st round pick. You got a guy that was one of the best corners in the league last year in Woolen. You got maybe the best safety in football in Jamal Adams, and maybe another top 5 safety in Quandre Diggs. Like, that secondary group is really, really good. You bring back Bobby Wagner. I mean, if he's getting older, but if Demario Davis is still an All-Pro at 34, then Bobby Wagner is still really good at 33. So I think you can play later on at middle linebacker, and I think he's going to be able to, kind of get the defense in the right looks, be the kind of quarterback of the defense, because a lot of those guys are pretty young. Even the new guys they brought in, I think Draymond Jones going into his 5th year, maybe. Yeah, and then you got a 2nd-year guy, and then you got Mario Edwards. I think he's been around for a little while from the Raiders, I think. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I don't really have much more. Everything else that we'll be doing, be vamping, I think, a little bit. But yeah, this is my 3rd playoff team, I believe, with the Panthers and the Packers winning the division. So this is my first wild card team. because obviously I haven't done the Niners yet, and the Niners are the division, and they will be sometime in the future. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Whatever you're doing, like, follow, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I will see you at 11. Not 11 o'clock, but number 11. Okay, bye.